Hi guys, Alicia here on location this morning with Paul, Charalambous, from Salt Power Yoga, and we're in their lovely studio, beautiful lighting and beautiful smells and aromas in here. I have to say it's very, very welcoming. And we're doing our locations, lifestyle and business segment. So I wanted the opportunity to speak to Paul, who's a long-time Gladstone person, and just get a little bit of insight and knowledge about his business, what they're doing and some key projects. So Paul,
cool.
Thank you for hanging out with me today.
G'day guys, thanks for having me on Facebook.
Well, that's what we do. Can you tell a little bit, tell our followers a little bit about Salt Power Yoga, your story so far, and what you guys do?
Yeah, sure. So obviously we're a yoga studio. We've been in town operating as a business for about 2.5 years. In those 2.5 years, we've learnt a lot. We've taught yoga to over probably about 1,400 people, which is pretty cool.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, so I guess before we had Salt, there was a couple of ladies doing yoga at a hall, so there may have been 20 or 30 people practicing.
I remember those days, CWA Hall.
Yeah, that's it. And that's where I learnt, which was great. But I always visioned, if I travelled away, I always saw these amazing studios where people learn and grow and connect, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if Gladstone had something like that? So one day, it all came up out of a need, that there was a need in the community for it. And in that last 2.5 years, now we're getting on average 1,000 visits per month, which is really cool for rural Gladstone to have that many people practicing yoga.
It's really a great thing, and I know a lot of people have embraced the studio for different needs, whether or not it's just reconnecting. You've just done a mindfulness lecture, was that last night? How did that go? What was that about?
Yeah, that was really cool. So we had Dr. Amelia Doway, she's a surgeon in town, and myself and Megan Lane, the dietitian, all presenting at a mindfulness workshop that we had here. And it was just around looking at the science of our brain, so it's really cool, it's really fascinating and interesting, and how we trigger our nervous system, and we enter into the red zone and the green zone, and working out strategies on a daily basis of how to change our brain in a way. So we talk about this neuroplasticity, where we can actually change
these big words.
Change our brain patterns.
At home.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's just amazing. You can rewire happiness.
You can.
People
don't think you can, but you can. And I'm so glad you touched on that with sort of the science aspect, because one of my good guy friends said to me the other day, I've seen this full moon yoga thing happening. He's like, is it real yoga, or is it just women standing around holding hands in lycra? I'm like, no, there's really some purpose and stuff to it.
They all hold hands, and they all kiss, and they're all wearing tight pants.
Don't tell them that. Probably get the wrong idea. But there is actually a science behind it as well. It's not just coming along and stretching. There's so much more. It's a technical aspect.
So yoga itself is a science. It's like a mixture of science, philosophy, and art, and all intertwined. And it's thousands of years of research that's gone into yoga, and that's why today it's becoming so popular, because modern science is actually validating a lot of the stuff that was put together thousands of years ago. So it's really interesting. And I'm going to cut you off, but one really interesting thing is for men, bringing up the men subject, it was actually created by men for men.
There you go.
So it's quite funny now in the West that the women have taken hold of it. Go the girls. One of my passions is to get more men involved and back into something that's positive.
Very, very much so. Now, coming back to business stuff, before we run out of time, what's been the one biggest challenge that you've had in business so far with Salt Yoga?
The biggest thing for me is what we spend a lot of our time and our communication strategies around is breaking down that stigma around, especially with men. You're a sissy if you look after yourself, or if you take care of yourself.
It's a real thing though.
In a positive way. It's really hard for men to step over that barrier and say, okay, I'm going to take control of my life in a healthy, positive way, and I'm going to own that space. It requires a bit of vulnerability. It requires a bit of or a shifting of what masculinity actually means to you. So we spend a lot of time and money in our branding around not making it esoteric, and talking about the science behind it and why it works. And,
I think so. It's educating people and changing those perceptions, and that is okay to do yoga.
Yes,
and you've got to love yourself first before you can be your better self. I think that's pretty important.
Yeah, that's it. And especially in this male dominant town where we have so many health related issues because of that male dominance in the region. That's still our biggest challenge, is to try and break down some of that stigma and get more men healthy.
I think it's fantastic work that you're doing. And one last thing before we go, what is your key project for 2018? What is your mantra, motto? What are you striving for? What's your big rock goal that you're aiming for?
A big rock goal. So we want to increase our member base to have. I'd love to have 500 members in the studio, and that's going to grow through getting more men, more middle class males, the everyday blokey bloke, and their partners, that middle class aspect of the community to come and take ownership of their health and well-being. And we wanted to shift the level of health in Gladstone. We don't just want to do it as a service or as a way to increase business. We want to have a positive impact on the health and well-being of Gladstone.
And I think that if you have that client-centric focus anyway, and that you're there for the greater good, and I can see that you're already doing, events and functions and things with other like-minded businesses and health professionals to raise that by collaborating, removing the duplication. I think you'll get there, and obviously through manifestation and law of attraction, you'll definitely get there. So we wish you every success. I know that we're excited to partner with you guys as well through corporate partnership, helping our staff build on their health and their well-being and mindfulness, and also sharing that with our clients as well, because it's always about that holistic approach to everything that you do. So.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Any final words, love?
On that, we've got a men's health lunch coming up next week. We've got the leaders of industry, the GM of Yarwin, of QAL, the Boyne Smelters, and all the service providers in town coming together to work out how we can actually make an impact on the issue that is men's health in our region.
It's fantastic. Didn't even know. Glad you mentioned it. Yeah. So if people want to find you guys, you have a website.
Yeah, website saltpoweryoga.com.au.
Also on Facebook.
Also on Facebook. My phone number is everywhere, so just pick up the phone and give us a call.
That is a real estate agent.
Sell.
Stretch. Look, thank you so much for sharing your time. We're very, very excited about Salt Power Yoga, and thank you.
Legend. Thanks,
Thank you. Hug it out. Hugging is okay, kids.
It is.
Thank you.